Tom Gibbs joins me, CFO of Community Integrated Care, a care provider that supports people with learning disabilities, autism and mental health needs. Thanks for your time this afternoon. We heard a bit of what Andy Burnham had to say there. He did talk about how over 30 years there's been 22 reviews. Do you believe Andy Burnham is going to be the one to make the change needed?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's hard not to feel really optimistic, actually. I don't recall a Prime Minister, and particularly this early in Andy Burnham's tenure, making such bold and positive statements about the need to change the social care sector and various elements of it we may get into. Mm-hmm. But particularly how bold he was on the role of care workers, the fact that they don't get paid enough. I think the quote was they should be the best paid people in society, and they're some of the worst. And that really resonates with us at Community Integrated Care, the work we've been doing and campaigning on through Unfair to Care reports. And we really believe that care workers, support workers should be paid in parity with the NHS counterparts. So overall, recognise that we've been around several times before. I've worked in social care since 2017. But actually, I don't recall feeling this positive and having such bold commitment from our leader as this. So overall, I think we've got to take his quotes with real positivity and optimism.
And he's accelerating Baroness Louise Casey's review of social care, so we'll report back next year. Will you be submitting formal evidence or recommendations ahead of its 2027 deadline?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're one of the biggest providers of social care, particularly for specialist social care for working age adults. We are actively involved in the review and in the fair pay agreement, which Andy Burnham also referred to. I suppose the other point would be just ensuring that people who are impacted by the care system are also given a voice and given their say. So that's obviously colleagues, that's people who are supported and their families as well. We think that's absolutely key to getting to the right place in the review.
What specific opportunities or even challenges would you foresee for learning disability and autism support services under a unified national care service that he's talking about?
I think one of the things we need to just be cautious of is that often when we talk about social care, adult social care, we default to elderly care and supporting people with frailty and dementia. Actually, local authority spend is close to 50-50 on those who need elderly care support for physical disabilities and those who have working age adults with learning disabilities and autism. It's really important that whatever way we proceed with whether that's through a national care service, that we recognise parity between the working age adult population who need support for often over a much longer period of time and the elderly care population. So that would be our main sort of call to action.
And one of the big questions that was put to the Prime Minister, and of course this is why the big conversation is happening, is whatever route or option they choose in the end, it's going to be costly. What's your stance on all of that? Who should be paying for this?
Yeah, so I think I definitely won't go down the route of deciding where the money should come from. I think it's really important that providers like us, we're a charity, are properly funded for any changes, any policy changes. We weren't funded through the national insurance rises that happened at the beginning of last year, and that causes massive financial stress on charities like ours. So it's really important, whether that's through a centralised system or whether that's through local authority budgets, that we are properly paid to deliver the changes and the policy announcements that are made as a provider. And that also includes where we can pass that on as higher pay to our colleagues. Again, we need to ensure that that's properly funded for the overall system to work and to avoid any provider failure.
Thanks for joining us on LBC News. Tom Gibbs is CFO of Community Integrated Care.